Hello, it's Deborah from the attic, and today I have the latest unboxing, the April unboxing from Your Creative Studio. As you know, this is becoming one of my favourite things to receive, and it's always a delight to see what's in the parcel. I have had a quick peek, but I haven't opened anything up. We'll do that together. So let me begin by just revealing the contents. As always, I will keep the tissue paper because I can use that in all sorts of other projects. And the box is just full, and there's a lovely little card that always welcomes you to each of the boxes, and it also gives you a clue for the contents of the box as well. I'm going to lift everything out so that it's easier to show you. There are two little stamps, and I'm going to put these onto one side and we'll stamp those out later on, and I'll show you how they stamp. There's some masking tape here. This looks like the side of an old distressed page. Can you see how the edge is slightly wobbly? And I think when we put that down onto white paper, it will enhance the effect even more because we have this white edge down the side here. Oh my goodness, they're lovely. They are like little flower petals, and it's thicker than tissue paper. Maybe it's almost like a rice paper. And then it has these beautiful little images, some text underneath. These are lovely little things. And there are lots of them. And there's more. Oh, these are just so pretty. So pretty, little rectangular cards with these lovely botanical plants on them. And a post stamp. So pretty. And then these are a different size again. And these have got rounded corners. And there are lots of these. Such delightful things. And then, oh my goodness, oh, there's still loads more. These are in a tag shape, slightly different colours. These ones are square. And again, like the others, there are lots of them. Oh, missed one. And then there's another tag shape. Oh, wow. They are delicious. Just delicious. What a lovely set of things. I don't know what to call them. And they're so light, and there are so many of them. The box is just full, and it's so nice to have things that sit neatly in a little box like this. It's like a little treasure trove. I'm going to do this next because I can see that it's shimmering under the lights. This is a paper sticker bag. So what's in here? Elegant and practical stickers. Oh, they're sticky on the back. So these are it's like a parchment on the top. Oh, and again, there are so many of these. Let me clear a space and let's have a look at these properly. I've had to zoom out so that I can show you all of the varieties. There are two of each of these designs just in that one tiny little envelope, and they are little stickers. They're protected on the reverse, and if I peel that away you can see that these are really thin. They're I was going to say paper thin. They're tissue paper thin, and they are sticky. So you can add those to journals and book pages. They are wonderful things, and there's a big variety of them, and they're in a nice range of colours as well. Let's move on to this pad. There are some really nice, like stamped images on these sheets, but there's also a perforated edge. Maybe you can see it if I angle it slightly differently. If I fold it, you'll see it. Oh, I folded two. Again, very fine paper, and they're like tickets or something. You could tear away that perforation, and then you have the square and you have the flower on the top in the frame, and they are all the same. And again, that's a nice big fat book of those. There are always so many of these things. Let's look at these sticky notes. We've got a little passport one, and these are all, they have sticky on them halfway down each of the pieces. We have a passport and a feather, which is sticky at the top, and a suitcase, a vintagey style suitcase, which is sticky on one side, and then a rather nice compass sticky on the top half there. And again, we have a nice vintage style suitcase, a red telephone box. We still have these. We have one of these in our village where I live, and inside people use it for geocaching. You get lots of geocache things hidden there. You know that game where you use an app and you have to go and find, around your local area, you have to go and find little files that have been hidden away with messages in them. Well, there are 3 in our local telephone box. Then there's an old-fashioned style of camera, and a little camper van. That is a surfer van, got a little surfboard on the top. It's always quite exciting opening up these little packets because you're never sure what's inside them. So this is an envelope. This envelope is made out of a thick tracing paper. It's not glassine, it's not shimmery like glassine would be. Oh, these are just so pretty. They're like parchment, and they've got this lovely printing on them. These beautiful floral images. And there are lots of them. What a beautiful thing to add to a little mini journal. I make so this is a design that I've been working on, little mini journal, and this is the sort of thing that just fits so perfectly in there. It's like they were meant to be together. I'm going to have to design a sort of a floral journal now so I can match it up with some of these really beautiful little cards. Oh, they're not cards, beautiful little things. I'm struggling to find words to tell you what these are, other than really just such pretty things to include in journals. Lots of different images on those, and all contained in a beautiful little pocket. This is easier to describe. This is a straightforward notebook. Each page is the same, and it has perforations down the middle. So again, if I fold this, maybe you can see it more easily. There's those perforations down the middle there. These are the stickers that Amanda, who curates the kit, makes each month to complement whatever kit, whatever the theme of the kit is. And these stickers are foliage. They're lovely, they're really pretty. And you can see that you don't get a white background, it has a clear background, so you can add that to anything, any colour of background. And it will blend in, it won't stand out. And this is lovely, pressed flowers. That really just says summer. And finally, papers. Papers with inclusions, plant inclusions, and each of these is going to be very different. So pretty. I said that I would show you the 2 stamps. This one is a frame with some little dots around it, and this one, it's called Iris on the little box, and I've used it this way up, but actually I think you could use it any way up. And when they're stamped out, they look like this. I've stamped them out in a nice VersaFine smoky grey ink. It's one of my favourite colours. And this is how they look. I think they're really pretty, and they're so interchangeable for any kind of journaling, if you want to frame for some writing. Just perfect. I'm going to have a play with some of these gorgeous little things, and I'm going to show you what I come up with. Here's what I'm going to do. I've taken a piece of the note paper that has the perforations down the side, and I've folded it in half. I've used the stamp to stamp onto a little piece of paper, and I've put a little message on there that says "Hello friend," and I've stuck that in place using the washi tape that I said gave you this slightly wonky line. This is all sort of in keeping with what I've been doing a lot of at the moment, which is making cards and sending them to friends and family that we can't be with at the moment because of the coronavirus pandemic. So sending a little card is a nice way just to say hello and remind people that you're thinking of them. So these are absolutely ideal for that purpose. And then I want to layer up and make a little collage on the front of my card. So I'm going to use one of the beautiful parchment images with the floral branch on the top of it, and I'm going to take one of the beautiful sort of tissue paper sticky backed flowers, and I'm going to use that to hold my my other image in place. It's so wafer thin. It's glorious. I'm going to stick that down around there, and that will hold my little piece of paper in place. And then both of these overhang ever so slightly, so I'm going to cut them down. That's a really pretty floral card, lots of layers to that, and then on the inside a little message. Not necessarily how I would usually use the contents, but since I've been making so many of these at the moment, this is a nice little thing to do. If you want to know more about that absolutely amazing package of goodies from Your Creative Studios, just have a look at the links below the video, and that will take you to the website where you can find all the information that you will need. As always, thank you very much for your time, thank you for watching, and until we meet again, take care.